of the Department of Music and Dance UCC, and they will be supported on keyboard by Gilbert Kumsin Barnes. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Has brought me thus far. has brought me thus far.
Thank you very much, Gideon and Mercy, as well as Gilbert. Let's do it for them one more time for that beautiful rendition. So to introduce our keynote speaker, I would invite the Deputy Director, Tvucc UCC, Dr. Branford Bevel. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Prof. Chair, permit you to leverage on the protocol already established and introduce the keynote speaker for this morning. Good morning. Our keynote speaker is an associate professor of applied and computational mathematics at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He is an Erasmus Mundus scholar with over 15 years of experience in computer vision and scientific computing. He has served as a principal and co-principal investigator for many grants from several funding sources, including the World Bank, the National Institute of Health, USA, the Fogarty International Center, and the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters and Petroleum Geoservices. Our keynote speaker is the lead scientist for the High Performance Computing Laboratory hosted by NUST, and the Director of Scientific and Technical Computing at the National Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Ghana. He has worked with several international organizations on many projects, including the UN, WHO, CERN, and UNESCO, and he's also a member of the Citizen Cyber Science Center. He is the Distributed Computing and Digital Forensics Team Lead for ACE World Bank and NUST Engineering Education Project, KEEP. He has trained several postgraduate students, including 28 PhDs. He's also a principal investigator for training students and faculty in scientific computing and industrial modeling, data analytics and computational genomics, biomedical data science applications in computational imaging, computational biology, and computing for public health. He has publications and research exhibitions in high-performance computing, fractional and stochastic differential equations, reservoir simulations, human identification and recognition, and wavelets, traffic and fleet modeling, complex energy constraint modeling, environmental resource modeling, complex financial modeling, and computational genomics. He is skilled in system automation, databases, data structures, sparse representations in redundant dictionaries, distributed ranking algorithms, and educational resource management. Our guest speaker serves as a university IT consultant for NUST for 3 consecutive times in 6 years. He was responsible for the technology mission of the university and led several cutting-edge projects for the university. He has also consulted and developed several application suites for automating various business processes, including schools, banks, hospitals, and financial institutions. He has led the network infrastructure set up in many countries, including Rwanda and Morocco, through the IBPS UNESCO e-library and infrastructure project. Our guest speaker has taught several courses, including structured thinking, mathematics for data science, scientific and technical computing, high-performance computing, imaging and computer vision, discrete structures, graph theory, machine learning, data visualization, nonlinear and stochastic optimization, numerical analysis, differential and integral equations. Ladies and gentlemen, with a rousing applause, I want us to welcome our distinguished guest speaker, Professor Peter Amwaku Ucc.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Vice Chancellor, with your permission, I would like to stay on the same protocol as you mentioned. So I'm very happy to be here. Anytime I come to Cape Coast, I have a fond memory because for some of us, this is where our formative years started. I remember when I was in St. Augustine's College, anytime we had opportunity to come into anything at all, whether it's for sports or quiz or anything, we wanted to rush and come to UCC to come and see whatever was happening here. So I'm very happy to be here to share with you some of the ideas and some of the concepts and how we can move forward as a university. So this morning I have a very seemingly simple exercise. It seems simple because this is the talk of the day, and there's enough information for us to be able to use to deliberate on. The theme for this year, as has been mentioned, is artificial intelligence for innovative research and sustainable development. I'm a mathematician, so anytime I'm giving anything like this, I just have to find a way to break it down in a form that would make me be able to appreciate it. Anytime you are giving a statement, it's very difficult for you to think unless you do something with the statement. So for example, if I just said, I'm a Ghanaian, the two things can happen, or two things may have happened at the moment. It's possible that you just said, okay, that's it, and then it ends there. Or perhaps you will query the statement that I just made. Why is he saying that he's a Ghanaian? What was he thinking when he was saying that he's a Ghanaian? It's as if when you have a statement, there's no question, no thinking takes place. So I have decided to just change the theme into some set of questions so that at least I can begin to think and share with you what I'm thinking. So two main questions. One is in threefold, but just the same question. What is artificial intelligence? We hear it a lot, but what really is it? What is innovative research, or what I will call innovation research? And what is sustainable development? We hear it a lot, but what exactly is it? So that if it's very tangible to you, then you might be able to work with it. And if we're able to answer these questions, these are questions that start with what. It means we must define them. Then the last part of the question, which is the second part, is how can we utilize artificial intelligence to conduct our research in order for us to achieve the so-called sustainable development. So this is all I want to share with you today. Maybe I should just get down since you have all the answers. Oh, all right, okay. So I will attempt to define them. And when it's a definition, you have to be very careful the way you say it. You can't miss anything out of the definition, otherwise it will be wrong. So the first one, artificial intelligence. Please don't tell anyone, it's just overrated. This whole artificial intelligence is just a way that we want to be recognized, but it's not that a big deal. Artificial intelligence is something we have been doing for a very long time as humans. We are always looking for proxies to intelligence that we always exhibit. So to attempt to define it, I would just say it's a simulation of a natural, intelligent processes. If you try to simulate a natural intelligence process, then you are exhibiting artificial intelligence. So as humans, this is based on animals and plants, they exhibit this behavior, learning. The second one is reasoning. If a person begins to reason, we might just say that he's intelligent. Sometimes self-correction. Self-correction. If you ask me what my name is, and I just said Paul, and then I will remember that that's not my name because in my memory, I was told that my name is Peter. So I would just self-correct myself and then just say that, no, I'm sorry, my name is Peter. People who are intelligent, things that have intelligence, those who have memory, they're able to self-correct themselves. Then the last part is what is making a lot of noise these days, creativity. And for creativity, it means that you pick up something and then you generate an output. I'll discuss that in detail very soon. This so-called artificial intelligence is very disruptive. We call it a disruptive technology because it's able to change the way society behaves almost momentarily. And because of that, it serves as an enabling technology that can promote development. And today we are discussing not just development, but sustainable development. So learning. What is learning as far as computing is concerned? What is learning? We take it for granted as human beings because we've been doing this before we were born. So it's very basic, but for computers, it takes a bit more than that. So let's try and define it. For learning, it just means that we would do data acquisition and create rules, just rules on the data into actionable information. That's what we call learning. Rules just means algorithms. When you were in basic school or maybe in the primary school, you were told of functions. These functions are what we call the algorithms. When we list a lot of them together, we call them the algorithms. And so when you apply these rules to data so that you can get actionable information, we say that you are learning. The second intelligent process is reasoning. If you decide to choose the right rule or the algorithm, right means optimal, best, efficient algorithm, and so that you can get a desired outcome, then you say that you are reasoning. You are reasoning. You can reason wrongly, yes, but it will mean reasoning. Then I mentioned the self-correction. If you continuously fine-tune what you are saying, so like I was just trying to explain to you, I start speaking and I realize that I was wrong, so I go back and then go and correct myself and come back over and over again. I'm self-correcting. And anytime we do that, we say that we are self-correcting. And in learning, you see that that takes place. Then the last part, if you do any of these other three things by incorporating an information and generating another info that is not the same as the first one, it means that you are creating something, and that is called creativity. So our friends in art, you give them wood, ordinary wood, they can carve out anything different. I mean, it's same wood, but it looks very different because they have created something out of the wood. So how do we do this AI thing? AI systems just work by, ingesting or submitting large amounts of data, normally trained. Then we will perform some analysis on this data and generate correlations. We'll try to link up all data in detail. And then we study the patterns that comes out of that data. And sometimes we make predictions out of that. Human beings are very interesting. Anytime we're able to see the future 1 second away, we call it wonderful. So if only you can tell exactly what's going to happen at 12 o'clock, you are happy. This is why people are happy with artificial intelligence, because sometimes it can tell us what we don't know. It can tell us what is in the future. And once it begins to do that, we are very excited about it. So predictive models, predictions are part of the things that human beings want. And it appears that these so-called AI models are able to do it much better than the previous models we used to work with. The second part of your theme is about innovation. So I'm going to again try to define it and see whether I get it right. So innovation is also a process. It's a process by which sometimes a domain or a product or even a service goes through a number of sub-processes. Like sometimes you renew something, you bring it up to date, then you introduce a new technique on it, then you establish some successful ideas out of it, all in the name of creating a value. Anytime you're able to take such a process and create a value out of it, you would say that you are innovating. So anytime you hear of innovation, it's characterized by value. So if you're doing something and you cannot measure the value, you're probably not doing an innovation. But the innovation itself happens in a process. So I'll take a typical example of a product development structure. Normally, you would want to have an invention. Invention simply means that you have a new solution out of an idea that you have. And then you go ahead to innovate. Innovation just means you take this invention and you create a process out of it. When you do that, it means you are innovating. And if you take this innovation and you create a product out of it from the beginning to the end, then you have a project. And eventually, what you do is that you try to disseminate this project. You diffuse it, you take it out, you sell it to other people. When you do that, it means that you have completed a product development life cycle. And innovation doesn't happen alone. It happens within that space. I'm discussing these things because sometimes when especially those of us who are scientists, we don't go to our brothers in the business development, social scientists to teach us how to do this. So we have an idea, but we never finish. Sometimes we are just at the project level. Sometimes we are just at the innovation level. We are finished. I've written the thesis, and it's sitting on the desk. And we are hoping that somehow, magically, the product will get out. It wouldn't, because we haven't completed the process. So as research people, these are some of the key things that we need to consider when we are doing innovation and research. So in the term, we have innovative research, but I have changed a little bit, just to call it innovation research, because it's a bit easier for me to explain than to just say innovative. So there are two things that we will discuss. The first one is research. Anytime you are conducting a research, it's as if you are doing a very systematic investigation into a problem or a situation. And you intentionally identify facts, sometimes even opinion, that helps you or assists you in solving this particular problem or the situation. So based on what I described about the innovation, if you connect it to the innovation research, would just be simply defined as this. But normally, there's additional components to it. You have to have a curious mind. So it's curiosity-led. If you're not curious, you won't be able to identify the details in the problem. Normally, it's also open-ended in nature. It means that even when you finish, you still can go back and improve upon it, and upon it, and upon it, and upon it like that. So, but innovation research is also a process. It's also a process. And what we do is that we challenge ourselves to try and understand the current understanding of an idea. And then we try to stay connected or abreast with that trend whilst trying to practice or trying to create new knowledge out of it. In fact, you can't do research without creating new knowledge. So we hear this very often, that what is the knowledge that you have created? If there's no new knowledge, it means that there's no research. Some of us here are very familiar with these concepts, but today is a very special day because we have younger people who are now going into the research, and sometimes it's important for us to understand how to go about these processes so that we align them properly and get the right funding for it. The next part is development of like I said, I have to break the theme down into all these pieces, and then we can string them together when we are done and see how to go. So development is also a process. And basically what it does is that it creates growth, progress, and sometimes change, but we prefer the positive change part of development. And in addition, after you have done all this growth, sometimes there's an additional attachment, whether physical, economical, environmental, or sometimes even demographic components attached to it. So someone can just drill water from the ground to drink. Another person can add a component to it, like a mineral, to make it even better for you to be able to use it and drink it. When you do that, it means that you are developing that product. So developing a product can be negative sometimes. But what we are discussing today is towards sustainable development. So what is it? When does the development become sustainable? Development becomes sustainable when it meets the needs of the present and without promising the ability of future generation. So you want to do something today, but you want to make sure that whatever you do now, tomorrow it will still be what? Useful. Sometimes, how do we say it in our local language? Is that not it? Yeah. You do it, you think about only yourself, you get something out of it, but you are not thinking about tomorrow. Anytime you do any development, no matter how good it is, if it's not future-proof, it means that it's not sustainable. So in the UN arena, people have come out with what they call the 5 Ps. Whatever you do in terms of development, you must make sure that it affects people positively. You must make sure that same thing, not just one of them, that same thing, it must make sure that it affects the planet positively. Whatever you do, someone should be able to partner with you to improve on what you have done. And you must, whatever you do in terms of development, you should promote peace. And above all, you should be able to get prosperity out of that, what we call the value. The 5 Ps, if you get them aligned with your development, it means that your development is what? Sustainable. It means it's sustainable. So we've all heard about the SDGs, but it's very difficult to just say these things unless you go into literature and find out what is it that human beings say is sustainable. So I think we all know this, that in 2015, the world decided to set up 17 goals and 169 targets with 3 pillars: economic prosperity, social inclusion, and environmental protection. These are the 3 key pillars that they use. And the goal is to end poverty, fight inequality and injustice, and tackle climate change. You can see that this is coined from Millennium Development Goals and also from the 5 pillars that I just mentioned to you. Unfortunately, we are only left with 7 years to go, and we don't think we are very close to these targets as well. So it means that we must be smart. We have to begin to think smarter than we were doing before. We need catalysts, we need accelerators, things that can help us get there faster. We need to leapfrog, we need to jump and move into the space where we can solve the problem. And I think this is where tools like artificial intelligence comes in. This is the only time it comes in, to just come and accelerate or become a catalyst for development. So these are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. No matter what you do as a research person, I can assure you, whatever you do is inside here in these 17. So it's important that whilst you are thinking about your next research, see where it aligns so that whatever you do become sustainable by default. All that work has been done for you. So align your thinking with these goals, then you'll be able to do it. Normally there's a small space here at the very end that allows you to put something there yourself to connect all the pieces. And in this particular presentation, I have put the wheel there. The wheel is the one that connects all the 17. And inside it is a symbol for artificial intelligence. So we want to use that one to help us deal with this sustainable. We are in the university, so we always have to operate within the umbrella of the university. The university by default, it's as if those committees that were set up, they were just thinking about the university when they started. Everything in the 17 goals is linked with the university. In fact, without the university, it's not possible for the world to achieve those objectives. And the 4 key areas that we normally will consider, they are broad areas that covers all the 17. It's what we do every day: research, education, and we find ourselves in all manner of governance and culture as university, and also partnership. It's by default. Especially in Ghana, we have 3 key areas that we assess ourselves, and it's all parts of this process. So once you become a university, you don't have a choice but to align all your mandates and your vision with this sustainable goal, so that you can, because you're already doing it, you just have to align them so that you can count them when you are presenting your case. For research, there are about 7 of them, of this, that are directly, sometimes you can relate to them directly or indirectly. The main one is Goal 9, and you have Goal 2, 3, 7, 12, 14, and 17, having targets that are linked to the Goal 9. And I would like to just explain a few of the terms in it. The 9th one is to build resilient infrastructure to promote sustainable and inclusive industrialization and foster innovation. It's a mouthful, I get it. Yes. And this one is what universities, for example, like yours, would have to be targeting. If you don't put up the correct infrastructure, this AI thing, you will not be part of it. It will come and pass and go like the Industrial Revolution passed. All the other 4 revolutions, they all passed before we started thinking about this as a country. If we don't put up those infrastructure, we'll be out. It's not as expensive as people say it. But if you put up the correct infrastructure in an institution like university, because like I said, all the 17s are linked to us. So if you put up the infrastructure here, then you can leapfrog and then you can do all the work. The second one is hunger. Almost everything that is edible is as if it came from the university. If universities don't test them that this is edible, you can't eat it. If university says that there's X number of aflatoxins in the food, it will not be allowed to eat it. It's the universities that will have to research and figure out what you can do to make sure that there will be abundance of food for everybody to eat. But guess what AI can do? A farmer may be in the village and wants to know how to increase production. He's not gone to school. How do you translate that communication to that farmer? In the past, what we do, we call the ICT4D. A person would build some application, and then he would now have to communicate with that person. Now the farmer can just search for what they want, and they will get a response as it is. It's about time that those who work in this area start building what we call the generative AI models that allows you to communicate properly, sensibly, smartly with the farmer without even having human intervention, because human beings have tried and have been able to do it anyway. So there's no point in continuing to do it humanly when machines can do it better for us. The third one is good health and well-being. And the goal is to ensure that healthy lives and promote well-being. It's amazing what you can do in health. I've been doing some of this work for some time now, and I was surprised that my background is just mathematics, and what is possible from a non-medical person into medicine. It's amazing. I don't know how the hospital in UCC is, but I suspect it's the same like everywhere else. When I enter a hospital, sometimes I feel very sad, because by the time it gets your turn for the doctor to see you, if you're not dead at that time, I don't know when you will die. Yes. But there are so many of the processes that does not require human intervention. Yes, we need a doctor, but so many of the processes that we can, especially for Ghanaians, especially for Africans who have difficulty in medical care, can use AI to be able to extend these processes for us. And so those of us who are working in this area, I'm throwing a towel to you to begin to think about better health outcomes using AI models, because it's that simple. It's been done. It can be done, and if you want, you'll be able to do it following this process. The next one is affordable and clean energy. We can't function without energy. Energy is very expensive. So how do you make sure that the energy is affordable and yet sustainable? How do you make sure that when you go home, you'll be able to use the power, the money that you have to have enough power in your house? How do you even know that tomorrow it will rain or not rain? Assuming you bought a solar panel in your house, how do you even know that the solar panel will be adequate for you for tomorrow? So we do something we call energy mixing. We're able to determine, for example, predict what tomorrow is going to be like, how much irradiation or sunshine you're going to get. And based on that one, we're able to determine how much energy we'll get from solar. And if it's not enough, then we'll buy, say, ECG grade and add it to it. This is a household implementation that we need to embark on. So those of us who are working on energy as researchers, begin to think in incorporating AI into your models so that you can solve some of these complex problems or seemingly complex problems that sometimes without AI you can solve it. The next one is Goal 12, sustainable consumption and production part. This is one of my favorites. We have models that can even predict gossip. So we use them in market surveys. You're going to do an advertisement. How do you know that the advert you're going to make, how far it's going to go before people decide to forget about it? Is it going to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, or in 2 days it would end? You can develop a model that allows you to make those predictions and even save some costs. Sometimes I see some people have an advert maybe on radio or on TV and it's running all year long, when in fact 2 weeks would have made the same impact. You need models like this to help you do that, and we have AI models that helps us to do some of these problems. These things I'm listening to you, don't think it's too far from us. It's not. In fact, this AI is as if it came for people like us, people in Africa that are a bit behind in terms of these processes. It's not meant for those who are developed. It's for the underdeveloped. And as researchers, like I told you, we are the only ones who can solve this problem. So if we begin to think about them, we might be able to solve them before time. The last one is very basic, it's partnership. Universities thrive only on partnership. We don't exist in isolation. So the way we work is that even these days, when you write a paper, it's just you, nobody wants to listen to you. We want interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary processes. So it's default for us to be able to implement it. And as researchers begin to think about the next guy, sometimes people wonder whether I'm a mathematician or a medical person or engineer or something because of the collaboration that we have. But all I've done in my life is to do the mathematics. But I collaborate with the other people in the other areas so that together we address the problem that we want to solve. So the question was, how can we utilize artificial intelligence to conduct innovative research in order to achieve sustainable development? Can you guys see what is there? You can see. This is somewhere in a circle. It's a circle. And the problem that I want to discuss is about water. It's not about the things that you're seeing. But what you're seeing now is what affects the water. So Accra, for example, has about 2.6 million people. So if I were to work in Ghana Water and I'm trying to plan for water that is used in a day, the first thing is to think about it, 2.6 million. But it's as if almost half of Ghana gets to Accra every day, and at 6 o'clock, they go back to their destination. So if you use the 2.6 million people, you get all the figures wrong. You need to model the water problem with transportation problem. You need to be able to understand the vehicles that are entering Accra. What is the size of the vehicle? How many people are in that vehicle? What's the estimated capacity of the vehicle? So that you will know from between 8 o'clock to about 6, how many people actually come to Accra to drink the water in Accra. It seems very complex, But this is where AI models thrive very well. Once you're able to extract the data that you need, you'll be able to solve even complex problems like this. So begin to challenge yourself in solving problems that seems almost impossible. The models like AIs or tools like AI are the ones that helps you address it. People have done this before. A few years back, I was in Cape Town, and they had already estimated how much water was left, and they had begun to ration the water because they had calculated and knew that if they don't begin to ration, at some point they won't even get water again. So when you enter your hotel, there'll be a small bottle in your room begging you to use the water wisely. I don't know whether in Cape Coast we have an idea of when our water, potable water is going to go away, unless we begin to think like the way I'm discussing. The last one, the last example is a very good friend, mosquito. Those of you who are in the medical sector, you know that it doesn't look like we are getting any solution anytime soon. But we also know that about 80% of children under 5 who die in Africa, they die from this disease. It's a very dangerous problem. I know we have all this COVID and all this other. I'm not a fan of COVID because there are more serious problems than COVID, like malaria for us. But until we get a vaccine or any other intervention, there's a need to begin to think about how to reduce or solve some of these problems. And these days, it is this so-called AI model that is going to take us that far. You can model synthetic data, and you can generate mosquito population, water body population, human population, generate all the possibilities, run them, something that will take maybe 400 years computing time. You can get them in 2 days. Run them and get an idea and use that one as your basis for your research. So I guess the point I'm making is that it is very possible to connect your knowledge base with AI to help you build a very sustainable culture. Those of you who remember your mathematics very well, you used to draw some X domain and some Y domain, and they put some line in between, and they put some F on it, and then they will say this is a function. Remember? Yes. Oh, some of you have forgotten. You've forgotten. All right. So X is always in the problem domain, and then you have the Y of X, which is in the solution space. The way you do is that you need a function. And this function, or this rule, or this idea, you have to be deliberate about it. You have to have a deliberate plan, and you have to act, and you have to act fast. Otherwise, you will not be able to reach your solution space. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you today. Thank you very much.
I believe we can do it better for our guest speaker whilst our dignitaries resume their seats up on stage. We'll take another musical interlude, and okay, Messi will take a musical interlude at this time, after which the presentation of awards will start. Messi will do us the honors, and Gilbert Barnes would be on the keyboards to support her. Messi's doing this with Gideon as well. Let's welcome the two of them.
check it to die.
I pray you will find your light.
Nel cuore resterà. Like every child,
Just like every child
needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. In a fede higher sense of noi. Sento che ci salve.
Thank you very much, Mercy and Gideon, supported by Gilbert. It's time for the presentation of awards, and I'll be starting with the Best Researcher awardees. To help me with the presentation, Professor Sumang, let's welcome him, please. Prof, you'd have to descend. And the name of the first awardee on the list is Professor Samuel Kofi Tulashi. He's coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, and the category is Best College Level Researcher. Let's do it for Professor Tulashi. That's quite a huge check. Let's do it for Professor Tulashi once more. Let's welcome Dr. Peterson Owusu Jr. from the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, Best College Level Researcher. Let's do it better for Dr. Peterson Owusu Jr. And the last for this category, Professor Ernest Tay. He's coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, Best Evolved Researcher. So our gentleman is receiving the award on behalf of Professor Tay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Professor Isuman. I'll call on the Vice Chancellor, Professor Johnson Yakubu, to help me with the next set. And this is contributions to the 2021 Scopus output and research income for the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2024. And the top 3 highest number of publications 2021. First, Dr. John Hagen, College of Education Studies. Output is 33. 33 publications. Dr. John Hagen. So his head of department will take the award on his behalf because he's not here with us. So we've had the head of department here. Okay, he's approaching. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. The second, Professor Anochi Mohammed Adam from the College of Humanities and Legal Studies with an output of 20. Let's do it for the Provost of the College of Distance Education, Professor Anochi Mohammed Adam. Thank you very much. Let's welcome Professor Eugene Kufoma Fodate from the College of Humanities and Legal Studies with an output of 13. Let's welcome the Dean of Students Affairs, Professor Eugene Kufoma Fodate. So for the third position, we have 2. Professor Emmanuel Kwesi Abu is from the College of Health and Allied Sciences with an output of 13. Pardon me, there are 4, not 2 for the third position. Artificial intelligence, ability to correct yourself, as you just said. Okay, so for the third position, we welcome Professor Philip Nate Goleku, College of Health and Allied Sciences, with an output of 13. Professor Goleku. Do we have somebody to pick it on his behalf? Anyone to pick it on his behalf? Anyone from the college to help us with? Right, let's welcome Doc Ayamfo. Thank you very much. Dr. Sechikwamina Dixon, College of Health and Allied Sciences, with an output of 13. Let's welcome Dr. Dixon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Let's welcome Professor Domwini Dabere Kumpoli, former Vice Chancellor, to help us with the next set. The top 3 highest citations 2021. And the first, Professor David Tvucc, College of Humanities and Legal Studies, with an output of 8,882. Professor Doku, Director of Tvucc, Ucc. Second, Professor Kofi Amega. He is with the College of Health and Allied Sciences with an output of 3,165. Professor Kofi Amega. Thank you. Third, Dr. Nicholas Eko-Thumford from the College of Health and Allied Sciences with an output of 461. Let's welcome him, please. No, Prof, you're not done yet. No, you're not. So the top 3 highest research income. First, Dr. Francis Kumi, College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences. Professor Kwame J. Frimponkam, Second College of Agric and Natural Sciences is going to be picked on his behalf. And third but not least, Professor Michael Edu, College of Agric and Natural Sciences. Thank you very much, Prof. I'm grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Professor Gatampia to help me with the next set of presentations. And this is under the Research Support Grantees. So for the category or name of grantee is the Interdepartmental, and Dr. Dubois Asante, Dr. Isaac Tebri Hene, and Dr. George Yao Haji from the College of Agric and Natural Sciences. Their project titled Toxicological Profiling of Illegal, Artisanal, and Unregulated Small-Scale Mining Polluted River Bodies in 4 regions of Ghana. Let's welcome him as he speaks this award on behalf of his team. From the College of Distance Education, project title, Exploring Gender-Based Differences in Engagement and Interaction in Postgraduate Online Courses. Welcome Dr. Valentina Akofo and the other members of the team, Dr. Monica Fosukranting, Dr. Emmanuel Athanyako, Dr. Kweku Anshre Befi, and Dr. Nelly Abedu. Okay, thank you very much. Kindly note that when we call out the names of the group, you can individually come to pick the award, but it will be the PI only who will pick the award on behalf of the group. The members of the group can come along, but it's the PI only who would pick the award on behalf of the group. So the next one is coming from the College of Education Studies, project title, Attitudes Toward Artificial Intelligence. I'll stop there. The name is Dr. Jacob Owusu-Safo, Dr. Gloria Techi-Donko. Let's welcome them. project title, Snake Bites Epidemiology, Lived Experiences and Management Trajectories in Communities Fringing the Kakum Forest Conservation Area. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, Dr. Derek Anamale Tuwaire and Professor Mauli Jacobo, Dr. Robert Baini, Dr. Justice Deikuma, Dr. John Kuku, Awuno Williams are members of the group. From the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, the project title, Power, Rights and Conflicts in Community Mining in Ghana, a rebranding of Galamsey, and the recipient, Dr. Sabina Apia Boateng, and we also have Dr. Richard Opon Intui, Dr. Bukari Kaderi Bukari, Dr. Razak Jaha Imoro, Dr. Musa Dankwa, and Mr. Richard Ametefe. Thank you very much. Now to group-led. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, the project title is Enhancing the Quality of Cowpea Flour and the Acceptability in Existing and Novel Food Products. And Dr. Nazir Kizi Hayford with Professor Aaron Tete Asari, Dr. Jerry Ampofu Isiama. If we have them here, they can join in to pick the award. Dr. Salifu Seydulari, Dr. Christiana Udumahud, Dr. Rosemond God Bless Dazi, Mr. Bafoche Asante, Ms. Claudia Asantewa Jima, and Mr. Joshua Akansen. Thank you very much. The next, coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, evaluating the potential of stigmasterol as a scaffold for novel antidepressant drugs, and the recipient, Dr. Robert Peter Baini, with Dr. Ernest Obese, Dr. Isaac Tebri, Hene, and Dr. Isaac Atta. If we have them here, they can come forward and pick the award. Let's welcome him whilst he comes up to take the award on behalf of the group. The applause don't sound exciting. Thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Let's do it for him whilst he takes a seat, and welcome Professor Nelson Boa, former Pro-Vice Chancellor UCC, to help us with the next set. Let's welcome Prof. So the next goes to Dr. Richmond Afuakwa, Dr. Isaac Ochri, Ms. Dorcas Na Odale Ablate, Mr. Francis Tambo, and Mr. Maxwell Abedi, and they're coming from the College of Agric and Natural Sciences, qualitative forensic analysis of eyes used by fishermen to preserve fish at sea. Let's welcome them. The next would go to a group coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, assessing cortisol expression as a biological correlate of abuse among victims of intimate partner violence in Ghana. Dr. Abdallah Mumuni Yusuf with Dr. Charlotte Omane Kwache Niakong. Let's welcome them. Thank you very much. From the College of Distance Education, the project title, Coordinators, Leadership Styles and Quiet Quitting Behaviors of Course Facilitators in Distance Education, Dr. Samuel Yao Ampofo, Dr. Vera Ahin, and Dr. Michael Boachi Yadom. Congratulations, thank you very much. The next is also coming from the College of Education Studies. Now, the project title is Developing College Pre-Service Teachers' Pedagogical Competencies, an investigation into mathematics and science teaching prospects with PhET simulations. And Dr. Elizabeth Dakun Ej, Dr. Japheth Kwesi Osiakwai will pick this award. From the College of Education Studies again, project title, Associations Between the Mathematics Classroom Learning Environment, Self-Efficacy and Problem-Solving Abilities of 8th grade children, Post-COVID-19 Evidence from Ghana, and Dr. Ebo Amua, Dr. Edmond Kwesi Agomeda will pick this award. Let's welcome them if they are here. If Dr. Agomeda is here, he shouldn't go far because in the next one he's also representing. The project title is Examining Teachers' Behavioral Intention and Engagement in Professional Learning Communities in Ghana, Application of Theory of Planned Behavior. From the College of Education Studies, Dr. Edmond Kwesi Agomeda, Dr. Letitia Bosu, Dr. Prince Yeboah Asari, and Dr. Ebo Amwa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Thank you. Let's welcome Professor G.K. Theodore, former Pro VC, to help us with the next set of awards. Let's welcome him as he comes to join us up here. And the project title is Assessing the Potential Utilization of Sorghum and Bambara Beans Flour in Bread Production, from the College of Health and Allied Sciences. Let's welcome Ms. Gifty Williams, Dr. Nana Mafrimpoma Ijapon, Dr. Jessica Ayensu, and Professor Christiana Insia Asamoah. Let's welcome them. Thank you. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, the project title is Molecular Study of Klebsiella. Okay, that's it. The awardees will be Dr. Prince Amwa Bani and Dr. Cynthia Ayefumi Adinote. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, co-creating self-management support for adults living with sickle cell, insights from nurses and patients, and Dr. Andrew Ej Duri and Dr. Christian Makafui Bosu and Dr. Susanna Abba Abraham will pick this award. Let's do it for them. Thank you. For the next, no, Prof, you're not done yet. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, the project title is Digital Health Technology Utilization Among Nurses in Public Health Facilities in Cape Coast, Metropolis, Ghana. A mixed method design. Dr. Nathan Kumasenu Mensah and Mr. Godwin Ajakba, if they are here, let's welcome them as they come to pick this award. We can do it better for him. The next is coming from the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, Building Peace Between Farmers and Fulbe in Northern Ghana through Village Savings and Loans Associations. Dr. Kaderi Bukari is picking this award with Dr. Sabina Apia Boateng. Let's welcome them. The next, College of Humanities and Legal Studies, the project title, Towards Ensuring Inclusive Education in Ghana's Higher Education Institutions, an exploration of university responses to LGBTQ+ issues. Welcome Dr. Amanda Odoi and Dr. Ernest Akon. The next, For Better, For Worst in Ghanaian Marriages, the place of communication in resolving marital tension, College of Humanities and Legal Studies, Professor William Kudom Jesse, Mr. Isaac Newton Nyatuame, and then Mr. Jonah will pick this award. Thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Thank you. Let's welcome Professor Dora Francisca Dubuando, former Pro VC UCC, to help us with the next set of awards. And this is under the individual category. Dr. Francis Kumi, coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, project title, Development and Evaluation of a Double-Row Maize Planter for Smallholder Farmers. Let's welcome him. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, the project title is Synthesis and Characterization of Zoolites from Rice Husk Ash and Kaolin Clay for the Purification of Water. Welcome Dr. Samuel Tete. Let's do it for him whilst he picks the award. The next, from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, the project title is Victims in Ghana's Criminal Justice Process, Exploring the Experiences of Domestic Violence and Robbery Victims in the Central Region. Dr. Charlotte Omanekwachi Nyako. Let's do it for her. Project title, Teaching and Learning of Science to the Visually Impaired in an Inclusive School, Included to Improve the Included to Exclude. This is from the College of Education Studies, Dr. Kofi Achian Owusu. Let's welcome him. The next, College of Health and Allied Sciences, project title, Managing Anemia in Pregnancy with Traditional Medicines, Experiences of Midwives and Women in the Cape Coast Metropolis, Dr. Theodora Dedo Azu. The next award has the project title, What I Requested and What I Got, Microbial Contamination of Yet to Be Approved Herbal Medicines on the Ghanaian Market, from the College of Health and Allied Sciences, Dr. Daniel Obey-Mensah. Let's welcome him. The next award has the project title, Isolation of the Antimicrobial and Wound Healing Compounds from the College of Health and Allied Sciences, Dr. Akosia Dufie Ankoma. Let's welcome her. Do we have Akosia here? Right, let's do it for her while she comes. Please warm her up as she comes in. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much, Akosia. Let's do it for Prof while she takes her seat. And we'll welcome Professor Davis, Provost of the College of Education Studies and acting Pro-Vice Chancellor, to help us with the next set of awards. Let's welcome Professor Davis, please. Dr. Mabel Enim, College of Humanities and Legal Studies, and the Project title, Morphodynamics of Marine Plastics Debris and Beach Sediment Along Selected Beaches in the Central Coastline of Ghana. Let's do it for her. This is under evidence synthesis, and the College of Health and Allied Sciences is where this project title is coming from. Evidence synthesis evaluating overweight and obesity among people treating HIV with antiretroviral therapy in LMIC, a systematic review of meta-analysis. Dr. Kasim Abdullahi. Congratulations, Doc. Policy and practice oriented, and this is coming from College of Education Studies. The project title is Cross-Industry Assessment of UCC Graduates' Work Ethics and Professionalism. Dr. Christopher Mensah Adosi, Professor Hope Pius Nujo, Dr. Alfred Ampamensa, Dr. Francis Ansa, and Dr. Wisdom Kweku Agbevanu are picking this award. So for the non-teaching category, from the Sam Jonah Library, the project title, Information Commons, a Catalyst for Research Productivity. Let's welcome Dr. Gloria Techidonko, Dr. Diana Etuase, and Dr. Donatus. Let's do it for the ladies. From the Sam Jonah Library, the project title, Leveraging Open Science for Collaborative Industry Academia Research Towards Sustainable Development in Ghana. Mr. Theophilus Okran will pick this one. Congratulations, Mr. Okran. Thank you so much. The next has the project title, Improving Distance Education in the University of Cape Coast, the Role of Virtual Reality. And from the Sam Jonah Library, once again, Dr. Osman Imoru, Dr. Kweku Anshre Befi, and Dr. Valentina Akofo. Thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Let's welcome Professor Anochi Mohammed Adam, Provost of the College of Distance Education, to help us with the next set of awards. And this is special funding. The college is the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences. The project title, Increasing Yield, Nutritional Quality, Biological Nitrogen Fixation, and Profitability of Cowpea through Optimized Phosphorus Nutrition. And this is going to Dr. Kofi Atia, Professor Aaron Tete Asari, Professor Kwame J. Frimpong, Dr. Selom Akaba, and Dr. Rebecca Owusu. Let's welcome them. Congratulations. The next, from the College of Distance Education, the project title is Dual Process of Student Support Services and Distance Learners Adjustments and Outcomes. Dr. Vera Ahin, Dr. Samuel Yao Ampofo, Professor Paul Nyagoma, Dr. John Ekolai, Mrs. Rebecca Donko. Congratulations to you. The next has the project title, AI-Assisted Non-Destructive and User-Friendly On-Site Something Bird Control. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, help me welcome Professor Ernest Tay, Dr. Charles Amwa, Dr. Kwejo Dompre, Dr. Selom Akaba, Mr. Lawrence Urenchi, and Mr. James Okore. If we have any of them here, let's welcome them to pick this award. Congratulations. The next award has the project title, Evaluation of Different Spacing on Exportable Sizes of Orange Flesh Sweet Potato in 2 agrological zones in Ghana. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, let's welcome Dr. Josiah Wilson Techimenson, Dr. Emmanuel Ojiri Edu, and Dr. Emmanuel Inkum. If they are here, let's welcome them to pick this award. Congratulations, thank you very much. Prof, we are grateful, thank you. Let's welcome Ms. Monica Sian, Regional Director of Social Welfare, to help us with the next set of awards. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. And coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, the project title is Effect of Malting. Okay, Dr. Levi Yafeto will help us to pick this award if he's here. If Doc is here, right, let's do it for him. Forgive me, sometimes the names I'm seeing, I'm not familiar with them. That's why I skip. So the next project title, Chemical Profiling, Metabolomics Analysis and Medicinal Potential of Edible Bofro and Ahatau Ebu Potion, from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, Dr. Caleb Agbale, Professor Samuel Kofi Tulashi, Professor Kweku Dakwa, Mr. John Ochiri, Dr. Kojo Sechi Akwa, and Dr. Emmanuel Oluwa Boshola. Let's do it for them. The next has the project title, Adapting a Combinatorial Controlled Approach in Combating and Eliminating Schistosomiasis in 4 communities along the Kakum River. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, welcome Dr. Kwame Kumiasari, Dr. Akwesia Nyamfo, Professor Samuel Che, Dr. Godwin Kwachinyako, and Dr. Justice Afrifa. If they are here, let's do it for them as they pick the award. And the final one under this category, coming from the College of Health and Allied Sciences, the project title, Brain and Behavior Changes in Diabetes Mellitus Rat Model, Impact of Metformin and Artesunate on Micro-RNA Genes and Epigenetic Markers. Dr. Stephen Kweku Amwa and Dr. Francis Tanam Jangba will pick this one. Let's do it for him once he picks the award. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sian. We're grateful. Let's do it for her while she takes her seat. And we'll welcome our keynote speaker to help us with the last set of awards. Professor Peter Mwaku-Yurenchi, you are helping us with the next set. Let's do it for him whilst. Let's do it for Prof. Okay, great. So this is Tvucc 10th anniversary. So this is the Tvucc 10th Anniversary Awards, and it's the Leadership Excellence Awards. And this plug is coming from the Directorate of Research, Innovation and Consultancy, Tvucc, Leadership Excellence Award 10th Anniversary. It goes to Professor Johnson Nyako Boampong, Vice Chancellor, University of Cape Coast, and it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. As a Vice Chancellor of UCC, you have worked assiduously to support the growth and sustainability of the Directorate. Ayiko. And Professor Johnson Nyako Boampong is Vice Chancellor. He has been from 2020 till date. Thank you very much, sir. The next, Professor Joseph Gatti Ampia, former Vice Chancellor from 2016 to 2020, Let's applaud him whilst he comes down. And it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. As the Vice Chancellor of UCC, you worked assiduously to support the growth and sustainability of the Directorate. Ayiko, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. The next goes to Professor Domwene Dabere Kumpole. He was also Vice Chancellor from 2012 to 2016. And let's welcome him. It reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. During your tenure as a Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, you worked assiduously to transition Tvucc from a consultancy unit to the status of a directorate. You contributed enormously to its growth and sustainability. You also championed the institution and funding of the Maiden Research Awards and Grant Ceremony and supported other important activities of Tvucc. Ayiko, Professor. Let's do it for Professor Domwene Dabere Kumpole. So the next goes to the Pro-Vice Chancellor, University of Cape Coast, Professor Rosamond Boahene, and there's going to be someone who will pick it up on her behalf. Yes, let's welcome the Provost of the College of Education Studies. And it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. As the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, you have contributed enormously to the growth and sustainability of Tvucc. Your exemplary leadership in helping to steer affairs at the Directorate in your role as the chairperson of the Tvucc Management Committee is deeply appreciated. Ayiko, Professor. Let's welcome Professor Dora Francis K. Dubwando, former Pro-Vice Chancellor UCC. She served from 2019 to 2021. And it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through the first decade of existence. During your term as the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, you contributed enormously to the growth and sustainability of Tvucc. You demonstrated exemplary leadership in your role as the chairperson of the Tvucc Management Committee. Ayiko, Prof. So the next, thank you very much, Prof. We're grateful. Let's do it for her while she takes her seat. Let's welcome Professor George Kwekutoku Odro, former Pro-Vice Chancellor. It doesn't matter. Okay. Former Pro-Vice Chancellor, 2016 to 2019. Let's do it for Prof. whilst he comes to receive his citation. And it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. During your term as the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, you contributed enormously to the growth and sustainability of Tvucc. You demonstrated exemplary leadership in your role as a chairperson of the Tvucc Management Committee. Ayiko, Professor. Let's do it for Professor Odro. Let's welcome Professor John Nelson Bois, former Pro-Vice Chancellor from 2013 to 2016. Let's do it for Professor Nelson Bois. And the citation reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment and foresight that have propelled Tvucc through its first decade of existence. During your term as a Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, you worked assiduously to support the Vice Chancellor in transitioning Tvucc from a consultancy unit to the status of a directorate and contributed enormously to its growth and sustainability. Congratulations, Prof. Ayiko. Let's do it for Professor Nelson Boa. The next will go to Professor Frederick Ato-Ama, former director of Tvucc UCC. He served from 2019 to 2022, and Mrs. Ama will pick this on his behalf. Let's welcome her. It reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and exemplary leadership during your term as the director of Tvucc, your efforts led to the sturdy growth of the university's research output and income portfolio. Ayiko, Professor. Thank you very much. The next goes to Professor Samuel Kobna Inim, former director of Tvucc. He served from 2016 to 2019. Do we have a rep to pick it up for him? Do you have a rep here to pick it up for Professor Kobna Inim? Professor Mariwa will do that. Thank you very much. Let's welcome him. And the citation reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and exemplary leadership during your term as the director of Tvucc, your efforts led to the sturdy growth of the university's research output and income portfolio. Ayiko, Professor Kobna Inim. The next is Professor Albert Machiste Abani, former director of Tvucc. He served from 2012 to 2016. Anybody to pick it up for Professor Abani? Do we have a rep here? Professor Mariwa. So it reads, in appreciation of your hard work, commitment, and exemplary leadership as the founding director of Tvucc, you laid a good foundation for the growth and development of the directorate. Ayiko, Professor Bani. So the final one, and it goes to Professor David Kofi Isuman. He was Deputy Director of Tvucc from 2013 to 2015. And it reads, Leadership Excellence Award, 10th Anniversary, Professor David Kofi Isuman, in appreciation of your exemplary leadership during your term as a Deputy Director of Tvucc. You demonstrated hard work and commitment in supporting the activities of the Directorate. Ayiko, Professor Isuman. Congratulations, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. Let's do it for our keynote speaker. So we are gradually getting to the end of this event, and we have already been told that it also commemorates the 10th anniversary of Tvucc UCC. We would be cutting an anniversary cake pretty shortly, but before that, there is a documentary that we are all entreated to watch on Tvucc. Thank you. Take a look on the screens.
Mandate of every university is to promote scholarly research, teaching, and use advocacy as a tool to empower the society. The core mandate of every university is to promote scholarly research, teaching, and use advocacy as a tool to empower the society. The University of Cape Coast, as it marks its relentless pursuit of knowledge, creativity, and transformation, saw the need to establish the Directorate of Research, Innovation, and Consultancy (DRIC) to champion and lead the research arm of the University of Cape Coast. Established in 2013, it was mandated to take over the responsibilities of the then Directorate of Consultancy Services. Over the years, the Directorate has given birth to countless research projects that have shaped our understanding of the world, improved our lives, and ignited innovation in every corner of society, including making the University of Cape Coast an enviable university in the eyes and minds of the world with its eye-catching achievement over these past 10 years. The impact of this directorate reaches far beyond the walls of the university. Its research has fueled advancement in healthcare, agriculture, education, and so much more, touching lives and communities. Achievements aren't always a one-way pattern. It is a succession of relentless efforts by many who have made very tremendous sacrifices, and it has yielded the expected results, but continuum is a tough aspect of leadership. Currently, Professor Tvucc has also led the charge to improve upon what his predecessors did.
We have been breaking grounds, institutions or funders that we've not been able